Um, Hi, my name's Derek, and I have a vasectomy. It didn't hurt. I did it. I went to Dr. Snip in Seattle near coincidentally, I just realized the irony of it, uh, near the Seattle Children's Hospital. It was an outpatient procedure that I went with my to-be wife, now ex-wife, Tracy. Um, and it was Dr. Snip. He gave me a little pocket knife. As This is 15 or more years ago now, maybe 20 years. I don't even. It doesn't matter. Except that I should probably go in for a fertility test to make sure that I'm shooting blanks. Uh, just to clear up some of the misconceptions about vasectomies. I would say that sex with my to-be wife at that time was much better after a vasectomy. Um, I'm a male, a straight white male, and ejaculation happened the same. This isn't. I don't know what age this is for, if it's appropriate to say it around children or not. But sex is something adults do, children, something that responsible adults do, and you know, unless you want to have a baby, which is a very, 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 very big decision, and really the topic of this, the biggest topic of this video series, and the biggest topic of our time. Um, that it's a very important decision to have a child, and shouldn't have it happen as an accident. Um, the most effective form of contraception is for a man a vasectomy, and for a woman, which is called a hysterectomy. Um, the particular procedure that I had was a non-knife procedure, and something like an ice gun, or I forget the correct name of it. I'll try to share the details on a later episode. And not but, and is much more strong in sentences. I'm a writer, a philosopher. My name's Derek. I go by Derek the philosopher, Derek the producer. I produce concerts, this sort of thing. Toe Jam is my concert series from rural western Wisconsin. Some of the best damn funk you'll ever hear. Boogie Whack, Gilligan, uh, Tom Mathias on bass. No, Tom Mangelson on bass. I haven't seen these guys for 20 years or more, but it was the best. Continues to be, I believe, the best funk around. Unsung bands. I'm a promoter. You can't get their music anywhere. Maybe after some popularity with this video series, maybe we can make that happen. And you guys can hear funk, a style of music that's long been lost. Anyways, back to the topic of the first episode here. When I went in for my vasectomy, it was I- well, I had had an abortion with my to-be wife, and because of that decision, which I took very seriously and very strongly, I thought that I needed to be sterilized with a vasectomy. The choice was easy for me after the horrific thing that we did. For the horrific thing that we did, we didn't plan to get pregnant, and we did, and decided it wasn't a good idea for us to have a baby, even though we were going to be married. We decided it was the best choice to end that life. So when I went in for my vasectomy, it was like I said, a non-knife procedure, and there was an ice gun which, and I didn't even really feel this. It makes it still to this day makes my hand like clench up and on my leg here, in my comfy little spot in my high school friend's basement after a bout with homelessness and living in my truck for a couple years. It's the year 2021. It's just before Christmas, and I had a vasectomy once long ago. When I went in for my vasectomy at Dr. Snip's office, it was an outpatient procedure, and my to-be wife, Tracy, held my hand when they took the ice gun and made an incision in my ball sack, my scrotum. It was just one X-shaped incision that I didn't feel. There was a little bit of ice that was used beforehand, and that was the most painful part of it. Was applying ice to my genitals, and so after that happened, the insertion happened with the ice gun, and then through some sort of like a sewing needle like hook, like he grabbed the tubes between my balls and my dick. These tubes, one from each ball, is called, each of the tubes is, I've never articulated this, it's called your vas deferens. So Dr. Snip took a sewing needle and pulled them out through the one hole, one at a time. They stretched out quite long, like a quite long piece of spaghetti. And he asked something that I'm going to prepare you for because I wish he hadn't done it. He said, "Hey, do you want to see these before I separate them?" And it was like a moment frozen in time where I looked down and I was like, "No, I do not want to see that." And it probably lengthened my psychological recovery time, you know, a day or more. Um, so that was it. The feeling of when he snipped them and made it so that active living sperm couldn't ejaculate from my penis. That there was still a material that came out of there, and the rest of the sperm, the active part of it, uh, is just absorbed into my body. I don't feel like even after being celibate for several years, with just one exception, um, that that nothing's changed, except that I'm not going to be producing children anymore. To reconnect my vas deferens, as I understand it from the science, and I'll probably try to get it on film to during a fertility test to get the statistics now for what it is to reconnect your vas deferens to to be fertile again as a male. And I have no intention of doing that. Um, and there's principles that I've written in philosophical form that lead me further away from that decision. And I'm going to try to keep this to about 10 minutes, about 9 minutes, 30 seconds now. Oh, yes, so the recovery. I went back to my apartment in Seattle with my to be wife and got a bag of peas. It didn't feel great to lay down at first. I had sat watching a program, sitting up, mostly because I didn't want to move the bag of peas around. Uh, and, it was evening time as I remember it when I sat there and watched a program and didn't feel that great that first night. But then when I woke up the next day, I'm pretty sure that I went for a walk, uh, you know, wasn't out running yet or anything, and still applied, you know, freezing temperatures to my genitals a little bit the following day, and didn't use any drugs or narcotics. This was before marijuana was legal in Washington State, recreational marijuana, and I didn't smoke at the time. But that, ibuprofen was what I used, or maybe like a Tylenol 3 or something like that. I don't really recall. I remember getting a headache. Uh, I didn't have to go up for a follow up procedure with Dr. Snip. Um, yeah. So I hope you'll follow on subsequent episodes for me unwinding some other areas that I believe are holding us up as humans from our full potential of joy. Joy is the ultimate goal, or the ultimate condition of humans. Joy. I say that from the standpoint that my belief is that the only thing that we can truly know is our feelings. For instance, the color blue, there's no way that we can know that you experience the color blue the same way that I experience the color blue. We have no way of figuring that out. It's called perspective, and it's completely an isolated thing. We cannot know what another color is. If something as simple as another color, we cannot relate that as same between individuals. We cannot. Our perception of what blue is our own and only our own. The only thing that we can know along that same set of reasoning is our feelings and how we feel. It's all we can know. I hope you'll continue washing.